Hey everybody, welcome back. So today's the day we're going to bust some stuff. I have my parts all laid out here, and I'll put a link above to the series of these videos for this UV heat outdoor filament test above. And I've got all my parts laid out here. I'm going to work in this order: PLA, PLA Plus, ABS, PETG, Nylon, Polycarbonate, ASA, and Resin. I have an old breaker bar locked into my vise. I have my torque adapter. I have a ratchet handle. I have a little chart here to record everything on and a pen to use to do it. And for the record, it is the 4th of August at 18 minutes after 11, and the temperature in this garage right at the moment is 98 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's get this done before it gets any hotter out here, because it will get hotter out here. So I am going to get the camera set on the tripod, and I am just going to start running through these. Hopefully I won't screw up too many times, but as I think I mentioned in my previous video, this has severely stressed my organizational skills, poor as they are. So yeah, let me get the camera on the tripod and let me get this moved. And I'm not sure how much talking I'm going to do during it, because I'll probably wind up cussing, so I might just cut the sound out. So let's get started. Okay, hopefully this is back far enough that I can get in there to work, but yet you're close enough that you can get a decent view. For those of you unfamiliar with these little torque adapters, what it will allow me to do is, it will allow me, notice when I start it up it says P top. I think it's actually supposed to be peak, but it will give me a peak torque reading, and it will hold that peak torque reading. So let's get started. PLA is first. This is PLA indoor. So that's going to give us a baseline for PLA. I'm going to snap it onto there like that. I'm going to take my torque adapter, put it there, and hopefully you'll be able to get this in. Oh no, you can't get it in the camera, can you? Because, well, you know what? I still like this angle better. I was hoping you were going to be able to read the torque adapter, but obviously you can't, because it's going to be turned like that. But it will show me the peak. At least this way we'll see what the deflection is as well. So let's see how well my idea works on just the standard PLA. All right, here we go. PLA, the one that was kept indoors. Want to make sure we're building up a torque reading. We are. And we're getting a visible deflection. And there we go right there. And my torque reading for the indoor PLA was only 1.73. And I made these things a lot thicker so that I would get a torque reading on it, and I was hoping to get higher than that, but there it is. So 1.73 for PLA indoor. Let's get rid of that. Let's reset our torque adapter. And PLA, this is the one PLA that was kept in the shed. So let's see if just the temperature difference did anything with it. Let me pop that on there. Oh, that doesn't want to go on, does it? Why not? Why not? I don't want to break it. I can't get it off now, so oh well. We all knew there was going to be problems, didn't we? Let's just squeeze it onto there. There we go. These will do it. Always knew there was going to be some problems. Why do I keep these pliers? They completely suck. I have better ones. But every time I reach for one, these seem to be the ones that show up. Okay, so that's on there now. Our torque adapter turned off because it's got a timeout on it. All right, so let's do this again. Wow, that side's super tight too. This was not supposed to be that tight. How about the other side? Will it go on the other? Oh, the other side goes right on, doesn't it? Well, not exactly right on, but nonetheless it went in. Okay, wasn't planning on that, but let's make sure our torque adapter is still on. It is. Let's reset it. Okay, and here we go. And we got 1.78, almost identical to what was the inside one, 1.78. I may have to take breaks and go inside the house to cool off, but then again, that means it's only going to be hotter when I come back out. And we don't want that. So I've got to get that piece off of there now. I think I'm going to have to check in advance to see which side is going to be tighter at fitting on, because apparently one side is tighter than the other side. At least that's been the case with PLA. I got to fight that off of there now. At least I don't care about breaking it, getting it back off, I think. Assuming I can get it back off. Wow, that is really tight. There we go. Just plastic, but it's pretty tough. Alright, so let's try again. Now we're going to do PLA, the PLA that was outdoor, and you can probably see the difference in color there. Let's see which side fits. Yeah, one side is tighter than the other, without a doubt. Okay. And we have timed out again, but that's okay. Let's turn it back on. Holy cow. I'm going to have to go at it like this, aren't I? And we're still on. Okay, here we go for PLA that was outside. And that read 1.81, so it got stronger out in the sun. 1.81, although there ain't much difference between 1.73 and 1.81. So let's get those pieces off. I'm going to pause momentarily while I find a better way to get those off the wrench. Okay, so PLA Plus is next. This is PLA Plus that has been indoors. I wanted this to be a snug fit. I didn't realize it was going to be quite this snug. But we'll figure it out. Alright, PLA Plus indoors. And I'm trying to hold the wrench and twist it about the same amount. And 1.60 for inside PLA Plus. I may speed this whole part up. Of course, if I do, you won't be hearing this, will you? PLA Plus that has S on it for being in the shed. .71. And PLA Plus that has the O for outdoors. This is going both slower than I'd hoped, and yet somehow quicker than I imagined. Or slower than I feared maybe. Or quicker than I feared. What would that be? So, going to reset that. This is PLA Plus that was outdoors. We got everything reset. Let's kind of get that at about the same point. Okay. And 1.66. So far, I'm not sure this is telling us anything. But we'll keep going anyway because that's why we're here. Now we're into ABS. ABS-I for inside. Yeah, funny how one side is tighter than the other. I wasn't really expecting that or for it to be that tight at all. But I guess I got different shrinkages. Wow. I'm not sure this doesn't kind of sort of negate the whole damn test. Fortunately, ABS is pretty tough and should go on there without anything and still give me the breakage where I want it. Alright, let's hope the other end is a little easier. Damn. That does not want to go on there. So I guess if I ever do this again, I will have to take different shrinkages into account when I make the parts. I'm not too happy about that, but alright, there we go. And let's turn it back on. Come on. Oh, come on. Alright, there we go. We're still on, we're still on. .19 for ABS. 1.19. I honestly expected ABS to perform a little bit better than this. And another pause while I get that off the wrench. Okay, I hope no more have to be forced on like that, but I have a feeling ABS is going to do that to me throughout this. So, ABS that was in the shed. Yeah, the ABS is going to be tight no matter what I do. Yeah, that's depressing. Alright. Got a somewhat better pair of pliers. And we'll just kind of do what needs to be done to get it on there. We bust it, we bust it. Ain't no going back now. Oh, gee whiz, that's a bummer, isn't it? That is a bummer. Okay. And are we still on? We are not, so I have to remember to turn it back on. Okay, ABS in the shed. That's going to break very easily, very, very easily. And it snapped. You can see it, it snapped in here where the square is, so I may have weakened that by forcing it over, although that one went over easier than the previous one, and it broke at 1.15, which honestly is right about where the other one broke at 1.19. And a pause while I get this off. Okay, the last piece of ABS, thank heavens. This is ABS that is marked O for outside. And let's hope it's not as difficult as the others, but I don't know why I would expect that. Alright, pliers again. I guess I should have done a wee bit more testing with this to make sure I was getting my shrinkage amounts correctly, but I didn't. Yeah, not sure. Not sure that this is going to be very valid considering what I'm going through here to get that, and I can already see that I cracked it by squeezing it on, and I'm squeezing it on crooked as well. But we'll persist because it's the only option we have. Alright, there we go. That wasn't too bad. Hopefully the others won't do this. And I'm going to have to do it on this end as well. Geez, I used to really like ABS. Starting not to so much. Alright. And let's make sure we're reset. Alright, here we go. Funny, it's not going to break where I cracked it putting it on. That's funny. And it broke at 0. It didn't even give me a reading. Alright, pause while I get it off the wrench. Okay, so in fooling around trying to get the ABS onto the torque adapter, I managed to set it from peak to where it just erases it after the torque is off it, but honestly, it felt about the same as the others. ABS was kind of a big disappointment to me in that regard. I don't know why, but the stuff I've printed out of ABS has been very, very tough and resilient, but this test sure doesn't show it. So anyway, this is PETG, and this is the piece that was inside. Let's hope this all fits better. It did. It slid right over. Thank heavens, because I am already sweating like a dog. Let me make sure I have the torque adapter reset correctly. That was my first screw up. Maybe it'll be my only one. I do have it set correctly. So we are going to be... And here we go with PETG inside. And 1.15. 1.15. These filaments that are more rigid, or excuse me, are less rigid, seem to actually break at a lower torque, even though in use they do seem to be tougher, more malleable and tougher and less likely to shatter. This is PETG that was in the shed. Reset the torque adapter. When I reset it, not only does it clear it, but it also comes up and tells me what it's set to, whether it's set to erase or whether it's set to give me a peak reading. Alright, here we go. And that one was 1.11. 1.11. And the last PETG, this is the one that was left outdoors. And glad this is going a bit quicker. Man, I'm sweating like a dog out here. Well, wait a minute. Dogs don't sweat, do they? Okay, here we go. PETG outside. Here we go. That one felt tougher for some reason. It felt like I got much more of a snap when it finally let go. 1.21. All right, let's move on. Next in the line is, this is the nylon. And this is the nylon that was indoors. Hole looks nice and clean. Hopefully it will go right on. And it's not gonna. Let's flip it over. Up, that side's even smaller. Let's try this side. Ah, there we go, thankfully. And reset the adapter again. Okay. Come on, go on, there we go. And here we go, nylon indoors. That's got a lot of, look at all that deflection. Holy cow. That's damn near a 90-degree deflection. Let's rotate this a bit so I can get some more deflection. Am I off the camera? Not quite. And let's I'm all the way. I'm damn near 90 degrees and nylon hasn't broken, and I'm reading 0.86. I don't see much point going past that, or any real easy way to do it for that matter. Okay, it went all the way past a 90-degree bend without breaking, and the peak torque reading is 0.64. All right, let's see if the ones that were outside perform any worse. Let's we'll leave it like that for now. I see one of my mistakes I've made on here was this torque wrench has the detent ball in a different place than I had. Not torque wrench, this breaker bar has a detent in a different place than I had meant it to be when I started this. Oh well. Okay, and here we go. I'm not really sure the slot that I made for the detent has really played any role in this. Here we go, and that is easily well past 90 degrees, and it has not broken. And if I remember right, the other one, when I first bent it around, was 0.86, and when I did it the second time, it came up at 0.64. So I want to change that first one to 8.6, because that's what I read off it the first time. This one is now reading at a 90-degree bend. It read 0.90. And it did not break past the 90, so if you're looking for tough, nylon seems to be so far the thing to go with. See if I can weasel that off of there. There we go. And we have one nylon left. This is the one from outdoors. You can see the discoloration on one end. If we can get it on here without too big of a battle. Come on. Definitely the print surface has the largest size to it. Well, that went on pretty easy. And clear this and reset it, and we want to go in like this. Okay. And will this break after being out in the sun all month long? It won't. We are well past the 90, and we have no breakage. None at all. So let's get it off of there. And you can see once again the peak torque value was 0.90. So 0.90. Next is the one that I've kind of got a concern that might shatter. So I have got Glass is on with plastic lenses, and I will take extra care to make sure not to be injured, hopefully, in this. And I'm worried about this going on as well. Will it go on any easier with the detent lined up right? It doesn't seem to make a damn bit of difference. Try the other side of it. Alright, I'm going to have to force this on too, unfortunately. And this is very hard, so I may wind up breaking this getting it on. Should have made more test pieces, I guess. Come on. Boy, that really doesn't want to go. Oh, polycarbonate's going to be so much fun. I think I broke it. I did, I broke it. Alright, well that was my indoor test down tubes. Let's see what I can do with the shed piece. And this is the shed piece. Let's see if I can't figure out a way to get the shed piece on without breaking it. Let me try a different torque wrench or a different breaker bar. Maybe one of them has a slightly smaller center hole. That will kind of skew the results, but at least we'll get some kind of results. How about that might work. Try a couple of different adapters. See if I can find the smallest one. I think it might be this one. All right. Boy, that's fucking crazy tight. Okay, I got it on. I tried all my different extensions and I found one the hole was slightly smaller, and with a little judicious tapping I got it on there. So let's see if we can't get some kind of a credible reading out of this. I broke the indoor one, the test piece, but haven't been seeing a huge amount of difference between them. So let's set this and see if I have to fight this on as well. Oh, I'm gonna have to, darn it. Alright, well, let's see if we can squeeze that on without breaking it. This piece hasn't quite been as tight. Let's get the detent lined up with the slot I made for it. I mean, I don't know that'll help much, but maybe it'll help some. Sorry about this. I wasn't planning on this being... I just broke it. Alright, so I don't think polycarbonate is really going to give me a test here. It just shatters way too easily. So I am just going to skip that, and I am going to move on to ASA and then to resin. May have to revisit the polycarbonate in a future test. Okay, why you know come back around. Okay, I've loosened you. There we go. Alright. That's too far. Okay, so on to ASA. This is the ASA that was indoors. And this one feels like it's going to be very tight too. Okay, well, I may have to revisit some of these. I just didn't allow for enough shrinkage. I was trying to get them to fit tight so I would not have a problem with it spinning. And I think I went overboard a little bit. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Maybe we'll get some results out of ASA. And am I going to have to do the same thing around here? I think I am. Well, this sucks. This has all kind of gone pear-shaped, hasn't it? Shouldn't be too surprising around here. Failure is always an option around me. Or at least on the first attempt. Alright, that went on okay. So, what did I do? Oh, what did I do with it? I'm losing my mind. That's okay. Let's reset the adapter. And let's get some breakage. Alright, here we go. ASA. ASA snapped open the square hole at 1.21. Alright, here's ASA that was in the shed. Well, this just sucks, doesn't it? Let's try the, I have sweat running down and dripping off my fingers. Not fun. Alright, there we go. That one's on. I hope the resin doesn't have this much shrinkage, because I have a feeling if it does, it will also just snap trying to get the trying to get the square things in. Okay, that went in pretty easy. Let's reset it. There we go, and let's break it. That one also broke the hole open. I don't think that's for my forcing it in. I think that's just where it was going to break. And it broke at 1.18. All right, last ASA, the one that was outside in the sun. Kind of eyeball and see which hole looks the biggest. Oh my goodness, they are tight. I am putting some stress on it, squeezing it on, so that could be skewing the test. But since I'm having to do it to all of these of the same type of filament, I should still show a difference between inside and outside. I would think, as long as I don't break it putting it on. Oh man. Yep, more pre-testing is going to have to be done if I ever do this again, which I don't believe I will, or at least not on this large of a scale. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 at a time, but never this many. and I'm going to have to mark the shrinkage amounts for each one. Okay, reset it again. All right, and we'll break it. Oh, that one broke in half right at the right at one end, and that broke at 1.26. So honestly, not much difference. And resin is last. Oh, sorry about that. Let's get the part off of the adapter. I have to be careful that I don't accidentally reset it to something else when I do this. I predict a lot of edits in this video. Okay, sorry, I actually had to cut that one off. So, we're going to resin. Resin indoors. Please, resin. Oh, I still haven't gotten that one off. All right. All right. Resin, what did I do with you? Resin indoors. Please fit, please fit. Yay, yay. Oh God, it's hot out here. Okay, so I'm going to set my torque adapter again, make sure it's still on peak, and it is. Oh, it fits on nice, yay. All right, here we go. And I can tell this isn't going to take anything to break. That wouldn't even give me a reading, period, and it was set correctly. That wouldn't give me any reading at all. It broke so easily. All right, at least it fit on, huh? Resin that was out in the shed. Resin shed. And that slides right on too. You reset the torque adapter. All right, it is set to peak. Let's do it. I almost feel like the weight of the wrench would break this. Ah, yeah. And once again, no reading. Is it even worthwhile doing the one that was outside? We might as well. We're here. Let's do it. Resin, the one that was outside. I have a feeling that if it didn't fit on there easily, it would just break going on. Yeah, resin, this standard resin, this isn't what you want to use if you're looking for strength. I know they make resin they claim is ABS-like in its properties, but after what I've seen from ABS out here, I'm not sure I want that either. All right, so here we go. Well, it will hold the weight of the wrench. Oh, this one's actually going to give me a reading. That one actually gave me a reading. So baking it out in the sun did something to it, so at least we've learned something. 0.68. 0.68. I'm going to mark that down, and then I'm getting the hell inside, and I will come back with my closing thoughts, which probably won't be very long. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm back inside and cooled down. Actually, it's like the next day, or might even be the next day after that. since life and work had kind of gotten in the way of this a little bit. But what did we learn from all of this? Well, here's the sheet. And the first thing we learned, if you'll see this big blob here, one of the first things I learned is resin printing never, ever, ever really completely hardens if you don't completely drain it. This big blob was from one of the indoor resin pieces. When I broke it, it dripped liquid resin after a month of being inside. Dripped liquid resin all over. Now the one that was outdoor out in the UV did not, so I'm sure it probably got cured all the way through. One thing to note is you'll see my PLA readings inside 173, shed 178, and outside 181. I was getting readings when I was doing the initial testing of the part to decide how thick I needed to make it. I was getting readings around 4 to 6. So it kind of shocked me that my readings were so low. I'm not sure whether to ascribe that to age or whether I screwed up the first time or what have you. But anyway, there wasn't a heck of a lot of difference between the pieces that were left inside, the pieces that were left in the shed to get all of the heat, and the pieces that were left outside to get all the heat and the UV. I don't think there's any really serious statistical difference between them at all. Now, 3 pieces, 3 samples is not enough. I'd probably have to do a heck of a lot more than that to get a seriously good statistical sample, but nonetheless, this is, you know, all the way through, this is staying pretty much common. There just isn't that much change. So about the only other thing I didn't do is I didn't get a chance to break the palm, the Delrin. So here are the 3 pieces of Delrin. And you'll notice I already flexed one of them slightly and it broke on me, and this was the piece that was kept indoors. This is the piece that was kept in the shed, and this is the piece that was outdoors. Now they're different thicknesses, of course, but nonetheless, if you're looking for something to replace the sheer toughness of nylon, palming it. Now I also didn't get to break the pieces of polycarbonate because they shrunk so much I couldn't get them on the wrench without breaking them. So let's do that now. I know polycarbonate can shatter, so I've got my safety glasses. I don't want to cut myself up anymore, and I already am, so I've got some gloves. So let's break these pieces and let's see if I can see any difference. If I can get these gloves on, see if I can see any difference between indoor. Here we go. That's the indoor piece. I'm going to grab it by the corners. Wow, that did, look at that, that did fly apart. That took a fair amount of effort to break that. Let's try the shed piece. That broke very, very easily. Let's try the outdoor piece. And that felt like the indoor piece. So, again, I don't think we really learned anything there. The one in the shed broke a little easier, and it didn't shatter. It got heat, but no UV. But the one that was outdoor felt exactly like the piece and broke like the piece that was indoor. So I'm not sure there's any results there at all. So what did we learn? We learned leaving them out in the UV and the heat at least for 30 days, or 31 days in this case, did not make a significant difference in their strength. I learned that resin, if you're looking for strength, it ain't resin. If you're looking for something that doesn't change color, most of them are good. Resin and PLA change color a lot. The others changed color a little, but like ABS, and I think it was the polycarbonate changed slightly. The PLA Plus didn't change at all, and the ASA didn't change at all, and nylon didn't change to any significant degree either. If you're looking for something that can take the heat in the outdoors and not significantly change color and not become brittle and start out not brittle, I think it's hard to beat nylon. I bent the nylon pieces in a complete, here's the one that was outdoors, I bent that in a complete 90 degree. In fact, I bent them past 90, and they did not break and they did not crack. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I expected a lot more a lot more varied changing results from that level of 30 days worth of UV, and I didn't get it. So not sure where I want to go from here. I'm not sure if I need a year-long test or what I need to do, but yeah, for now I think this is going to have to be good, and I'll have to think about it some more and maybe hear some of your suggestions before I go the next step. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this series of videos. I enjoyed doing it. I wish I had gotten more results than just nothing seemed to change, but you know what? That's what you get sometimes. Please like and subscribe and hit notifications, and I'll catch you all the next time. Bye for now.